In today's video, we have the round 1 review for Supercoach 2022. We scored 2,259. Okay, rank 32k. So not really worried about the rank at the moment. We'll get a better idea around round 5 where we're at, and if we're well positioned, we can keep going up from there. So I think we are well positioned. Definitely need to make some moves. I think this year, to put it bluntly, if you played it too safe this year, I think you're in big trouble. Even like something like going Gorn, while I think long term it'll be okay, there's quite a lot of decent R2 options that you could have gone that are well outperforming their price, whereas Gorn is overs because we know he's 115 average, most likely with Jackson, around that mark with Jackson in the team. So we definitely gonna make some moves, and as much as I like to, would like to hold over the next 2-3 weeks, I could see myself using a minimum of 4 trades over the next 3 rounds. After that, I would like to hold until we start upgrading. But yeah, it's there's so much value in the midfield, in the rucks, and also in the forward line, especially probably the midfield. The defense line is a hellhole, and it's there's quite a few players in defense that Ridley, Crisp, Ryan, Whitfield, a few others I'm sure, just looked a few little issues with all of them. I think Whitfield will be okay, but I think Crisp and Ridley are a little concerning. We have Crisp who we'll speak about. But yeah, and also with the whole team, I'm just still over McRae is a disaster at the moment because everyone's going to get captain scores from McRae every week, and look, still should be able to go close to him. He beat him in the back half of last year, but I don't know. It's just McRae's scoring seems a bit more sustainable than Steele's, but just because McRae's more inside and outside, Steele's more inside. So nonetheless, we know Steele has a massive ceiling. We'll speak about Steele after, but just a bit annoying that just tanked 50 points for no reason compared to everyone else. Should really have gone McRae, but long term, we'll see how we go. So start off in the defense. Jack Crisp is a problem, and as much as I like to say hold your premiums, he's firmly in the firing line if I need to free up money. I think if I didn't need to free up money, he would be one where I hold. I think he's definitely a hold. This was a stupid pick in hindsight because the numbers were there. He's a better halfback than he is midfielder. They want him in the midfield for the time being, and he's not a good midfielder. So could have used my brain and figured, well, don't pick him. But I figured I liked his aiming game, where a lot of, even though he did get a lot of CBAs, a lot of his good work was providing drive up the ground and off halfback. Whereas he couldn't really struggle to find the pill on the weekend, so against the Saints. So yeah, I think sounds like they're gonna persist with him. The plan is to use him in the midfield, and then Dacos and Pendles, IQ, everyone else down back. So this is a problem. I think he'll be good long term, especially if they eventually move him back to halfback and they put Dacos in the midfield. But I don't think they're going to do that in the short term. So if I do punt him and he comes good, like, I genuinely don't care because I want to make moves on some value picks. So we'll see. Short 109. I don't know how he scored 109. He was in the 60s for AFL fantasy scoring. He was dreadful. He had 10 touches outside of kick-ins. I don't know. This is slightly concerning. I don't know. He should be okay. As long as he scores points and gets lots of kick-ins. So that's all I really care about. And he's durable and was really good in the preseason, although that is his specialty. So yeah, see how we go. I think it's not really an issue at the moment. Whitfield 73. The reassuring thing with Whitfield is a few days ago he said, we said he's the fittest that he's ever been in a preseason, and he absolutely tore up the GWS versus Sydney practice game, even though it wasn't the case this week. So yeah, it's just a bad score, I guess. But Whitfield, we kind of saw good and bad Whitfield on and off last year. Maybe we just get that again. That's what I'm assuming. So is what it is, and not too worried at the moment. Let's see how he goes. So George Hewitt was huge for us. Yeah, one of the pods, I guess the 3 pods I wrote up on the Facebook very early in preseason was Pat Lip, Hewitt, and Kadeen Coleman. Kadeen Coleman failed, did his hamstring, but also looked out of shape. So yeah, not the best call, but at least we saw it in the preseason. And then George Hewitt and Pat Lip, well, they both dropped 130s. So Hewitt's a really good mid, and the Blues are playing very, very, very fantasy friendly, high possession, both down back and in the midfield. So yeah, I tweeted that, the Blues midfield's fun to watch, and then someone was saying that the old Bulldogs midfield coach, Ash Hansen, now coaches the Blues, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. They're playing like the Dogs in the midfield. So look, Hewitt's not going to go 130 every week on a probably the second worst midfield in the league. At Richmond, I say probably the worst is West Coast with injuries, but without injuries, they're probably the worst midfield in the league at Richmond. So he plays the Dogs this week, well prepared for him to be underwhelming. If he goes good, great, but Dogs mid's probably the hardest matchup in the league. So, yeah, he was outstanding. His stoppage work is first class. I'm very happy to pick him, and I feel confident that he will be in the team for the entire year. So now the rookie setup. So the ideal structure, I think, was Hewitt D5. And then you pick the right defenders such as Stewart, maybe Aaron Hall if you want to take that risk. But yeah, it just turned out that I didn't really want to be locked into a 5th one at the moment. If I did pick a 5th, it probably would have been Stewart or Ridley. Well, I didn't really want Ridley too bad, but very lucky we didn't, because he was not listed in my top 6 defenders, but because of money, I could have done that. So fortunately, we dodged that one. Yeah, but Hinge, first half he was good. His role was just, he was back, then he was wing, then he was back, and then McPherson went down, which meant Scholl had to go on a wing, who was subbed on. He kind of went back for a bit. And I think second half was more wing. I think he did a little bit better at halfback. Was getting a few cheap ones for a while. So yeah, not sure, he's second game in a row that his fitness wasn't super great. Didn't run out the game super well, but see how he goes. All I ask for him, if he gives me 50s, fine. Just survive till we get DPPs and then we can swing Dacos back. That's all I really want from him. And McCartan was good. Took a few nice intercepts. And yeah, looks a good player back there. Made a few clangers, but that's okay. I thought overall his game was very good. So he's going to be a good D6 for us for the time being. Gibcus was okay. Started very slow. Got involved in some cheapies as well, which was nice. With Gibcus, I don't know how good his job security is, because I think they should keep him there, but I think Rewatt's out this week and Floston's out again, so maybe they send Bolter forward permanently. I think they should probably do that. So, see how he goes. And then, yeah, I kind of wish I didn't pick him, but just structure and whatnot. But yeah, and then De Koning was good, but he got concussed. So, if we win a donut at D7, we're already looking at, it's round 2. We have 6 out of 8 players available already. So yeah, just a little bit of security, which is kind of nice in Gibcus, but I think he played this week, but I hope he plays beyond that. Dimmer seems to give the rookies a run, so I really hope that they do keep playing him, because I thought he showed some good signs. Nervous early, but came good. So Jack Steele, yeah, it is what it is. He should bounce back. Had like 9 or 10 clangers, 28 touches. Looked frustrated all night. I don't know. I wish I had McRae. But yeah, I shouldn't worry too much. Steele's a 120 plus guy 2 years in a row. He's captain, very proud player. Not sure many players work harder than Steele. Big believer in Steele. It's just, I don't know, maybe he had an off night. I think the annoying thing is that this was his worst score in like 2 years. So, yeah, it's whatever. I think DeGoey played on him a bit, and DeGoey was getting real physical with him, because DeGoey's quite strong. So, yeah, see how he goes. I can't do anything about this. If he's going to plummet in cash, it is what it is now. And then Tuke Miller, looks like he was a good C option against West Coast. I guess this is probably going to get 130 from him every week. Got a few nice receives from Wits, or hit-outs to advantage from Wits, which was good, so it's upside there. But Rao might be taking a bit of first possession off him, so that's fine. But yeah, very happy to have Tuke. Yeah, fun to own. Works so hard, so really good to watch. Lockie Neal 140. I wonder what sort of form we'll get from Neal. So maybe he's like a 120 plus guy again. Not sure he can reach the Brownlow heights, but see how he goes. He looked really good. He started a bit slow, but then he was cooking. So, and his time on ground was really high, which is great. And Matt Rao, M4. So yeah, should have never doubted Rao in the preseason. After watching his preseason games, I think the hand was forced. You had to bring him in because we know the ceiling of him. So yeah, he was unbelievable. Contested ball winning. He's just a ball. There's no better way to describe him than he's just a reckless ball, or relentless ball rather. So yeah, he was really good. Obviously, we came out that he had osteitis pubis last year, so makes a lot of sense now that he was playing the way he was last year, because you don't lose talent overnight. He had osteitis pubis, so yeah, he's good. Next one is Jared Berry. So I'm not sure I care what the injury report says. I saw him tackle late in the fourth, and midway through the motion of the tackle, he like fell to the ground and started cradling his shoulder. That means to me, he probably has a dodgy shoulder. And when players carrying injuries, I don't know the extent. I probably should wait for the injury report on this, but that's a very bad red flag. It's not a player I want to carry, and you know, we have corrections to do in terms of getting Jack Hayes in. I want to get this one out the way, if I have to. So there's a very, very high chance that he's out my team this week. See what the injury report says, I guess, but I might just punt him regardless because I don't trust that shoulder. We'll see. Horn Francis was really good, especially early. Set up a few nice goals. Yeah, he's like a Dangerfield Heeney hybrid. He's unbelievable to watch. So very, very exciting for North fans. Nick Dacos was really good. He's just, doesn't matter where the guy plays. I think he's a goal kicking mid, so why wouldn't they play him in the midfield? But I guess they want to develop him more at halfback. So I think there's off chance he's keeper. I think he can go 90 plus this year. Yeah, every game he's played, he's been unbelievable. So yeah, see how he goes. Definitely need to swing him back ASAP. Josh Ward, really disappointing paying up for this. So first practice game, he was dreadful. Second practice game, he dominated. They had like nearly 20 contested possessions, but he had calf soreness after the game. This game, he was cramping up in the third quarter and still got a fair bit of CBAs, not as much as the last game because O'Meara and Mitchell weren't playing. But yeah, cramping up this game, calf soreness the game before, little concerning, and one that I don't feel comfortable fielding at all. So he can go on the bench. I want to hold him for now because trading capable rookies has been catastrophic for me in the past. So I don't really want to trade a capable rookie. So he can just sit on the bench for now. And then yeah, Rochelle. So given every practice game, every trial game that he's played, he's kicked a bag of goals. He's kicked at least 3 goals. And he kicked 5 on debut. And I probably should have seen this coming because it's just what he does. He kicks a bag every game. So yeah, I think he'll probably give Nick Dacos a run for Rising Star if he kicks a bag of goals. I think they probably favour forwards more than mids or defenders in the Rising Star. But I think Dacos will be really tough to beat. And Horn Francis is still there too. So yeah, long way to go with that, but yeah, unbelievable debut, unreal. Just every time he touches the ball, something happens, and he gets to the right spots, and he finishes well. So happy to commend the Crows for drafting him because he's a changer for the future of the Crows. So yeah, unbelievable to watch. Even though I had him on the bench, I was just getting up and about. I haven't seen this sort of talent at the Crows, I'm not sure ever since Dangerfield. So yeah, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable player. Dylan Stevens, I thought he was good. I feel like he did better than a 59, but that's what he got. So yeah, he will be a nice money maker for us. Hopefully gets, I don't know, 200k maybe. Connor McDonald's just in the dead role at half forward, but did a few nice things. So yeah, 40, I think 48 is a good result for his role. So that's fine. Gawn and Grundy. So went the old Gawn and Grundy route. Was tempted by English, but opted no. There's so much money tied into Gorn, and there's so much value in guys like English. I won't trade Gorn to English this week, but if I need money because I really, really want another player, I could see myself doing Gorn to English. I don't really want to trade Gorn, and it is very aggressive, but only because there's so much money tied in, and there's so much value elsewhere. It's just ridiculous that I want to jump on. So we'll speak about that probably on the podcast, but ideally we hold trades, and look, Gorn will probably go 120, 130 this week, but if Gorn to English gets me 180k and that gets me a player I really, really want that I think can explode, I'll look at it, but not this week. Grundy's solid, 124. Marshall gave him a good run, so I'll take that from Grundy. And then Dixon over Hayes, just catastrophe. I tweeted like I was worried that Hayes would play himself into the team because of his SANFL form. His SNFL form, he scored 200 plus 3 times. It is not a fluke that he scored 120. That will happen, I assume, more than once or a few times throughout the year. There will be down games. It's AFL, not SNFL. So, we have to get Jack Hayes in the next 2 weeks. It's not a rookie I'm willing to pass. If a rookie can have that sort of ceiling, we need to get him in for somebody. I'm not sure who, because I'd like to hold Dixon. I think he's okay. He'll make some good money. But yeah, he was okay. Got on the end of a few almost moments. That's whatever. In the forward line, Dunkley, easy pick. Getting more mid-time than expected. And I think the problem with not having McRae now is, in the past, it's been, you got Bont in there, you got Libert in there, Treloar in there. Baz getting a few rotations. They even gave Daniel some rotations last year. All of a sudden, it's Dunkley and McRae's midfield. They've got it to themselves because they're playing Libert off half forward. Maybe he's just getting on in age. I don't know. Bont might not play this week. He was playing injured. And Treloar was like grabbing his hammy in like the third quarter or something. So maybe he's fine, but he will need to be managed. He can't play full-time mid. No way, given his soft tissue history. So Dunks and McRae, like there's upside for McRae this year, which is crazy at 700k. So yeah, that's gonna haunt me for a long time. But yeah, we'll just get him in when we get the chance. Hopefully we get him in for 670 or something. Oh, Isaac saved our ass because our first 3 games went quite poorly because we had Crisp, we didn't have McRae. What else? Steele was disappointing. So we were on the back foot big time early. Then Isaac saved our ass. So the sky's the limit with Isaac. So there's no way I was missing Isaac off of full preseason. No way. 450k. Really disappointing. The entire Discord, he was about 100% owned a month ago. And then they saw that second game where Horse played him forward. And out of I think the 35 of us in the 2 regulars leagues, the main 2 regulars leagues, I think 35 out of 36 jumped off, and I was the only one who stayed on. But I guess I kind of understood because there was a bit of concern with the role. McGovern, Brody, Cherry popped up. So yeah, his work rate is some of the best I've ever seen. It's his ability to get up and down the ground is just unbelievable. So I watched him very closely. First half, he was more half forward with a few CBAs. Second half, more pure midfield. I think he had a small deep forward stint, so I did watch him pretty carefully. But yeah, not going to get 140 every week, but yeah, the talent he has is just, I'm not sure anyone in the league has his level of talent. He'd be at least top 5 for talent, I think. So yeah, just very, very special player, and excited to own him this year. Hopefully he doesn't have any accidents with the injuries. That's been an issue for him in the past. So Joe Heeney, full steam ahead. See how we go. Zach Butters was okay. 114. If I'm actually probably more worried about Butters than Heeney in terms of durability. I know Heeney's record's a bit worse long term, but he just goes head first in, and he's very reckless. In the practice games, he was giving away 50s and silly free kicks because he just puts the Jets on and just attacks the contest with such ferocity. So hopefully he, I think it was a bit unlucky, copped a head knock. Not really his fault, but yeah, he's an unbelievable player and definitely will be a top 6 forward this year. So happy to have Zach Butters. And then Cogs 80. It was okay. He still looks like he lacks composure and he kind of throws it on the boot at times. Thought he'd go, my prediction for him I think was 102. See how he goes. He's had a great preseason. He's got his confidence back. First game, that's alright. Sydney are not an easy team to score against, so see how he goes. Brody, this was a trap, I think. I think he'll be okay because what he does is good, but what was it, 20 minutes on the bench in the 4th? Like, how can the coach accept that? That's just not good for rotations when everyone's tired. So, I doubt he was injured. I don't know. He came back on, but yeah, really, really annoying. So, one that I got, his ownership was nearly 40%. Midfield role, 200s in the preseason, and then his Fremantle's fixture it has to be the lightest fixture in the first few weeks. So I figured all those things add up. Monday's probably a bit underdone. Fife's definitely going to be underdone, carrying 2 or 3 niggles Fife. So I think they need him in the midfield. So see how he goes. Just hope he keeps playing and makes some money. But one I'll get out of soon enough. But he can do better. But it's just there's a few minor worries with him, specifically time on ground and what he does outside of a stoppage. Don't think that's AFL standard, but maybe the coach is okay with it. We don't know. And then Tristan Cherry was good. He's first ruck. That's what we were hoping for. And North did the old, they put Goldie first ruck on the Thursday team sheets, and on Sunday the team sheets had Cherry first ruck. So I'm not surprised at that because I've seen clubs do that before, but yeah, all preseason they've been saying, or especially later in the preseason, that Cherry is the number 1 ruck. Goldie's a very good forward, which helps his case too. I'm not sure where CCJ fits in. There's no way that CCJ takes anything away from Goldie or Cherry. It's either he plays or he goes out. Plays as like the extra tall or he goes out. So yeah, happy with the Cherry pick. A 200k for a first ruck, and he's good. Not great, but he's solid ruck. So that's great. So happy with that. And then Corey Durden. Paid up for Durden over Baldwin, so I think long term that will be a very good move. Unfortunately, that probably cost us McRae over Steele. So that's whatever. At least we'll have more money long term, most likely. And then Nick Martin on the bench. I don't know how he scored 114. I didn't see the score, but I thought it was the way he was going, 5 goals. Thought it was going to be a 150. So yeah, he's very good. Watched him in all. I watched the streamed Essendon game, practice and intros. He was outstanding in all of them. Some games he got limited time in, but yeah, he was really, really good. And I had him as a field or bench option. Definitely a field option now, but not going to kick 5 every week. So yeah, that's the team. We'll go through trades and then we'll go through the high scorers. So my trades will probably, if you're looking at my team, you're probably thinking to do, I don't know, maybe get Jack Hayes in as a correction for someone and then you just leave it. I could do that. I want to be very, very, very aggressive because there's value everywhere, and there's 2 players I'm monitoring very closely, or one I'm going to bring in. So one is Pat Lipinski. So follow the channel, you know that I've been hot on Lipinski all preseason, and the fact that finally got to see him against a good team was taken away from us because someone kicked his ankle in the first quarter. Never got to see it. So now we got to see 1 game. He dominated, 30 touches. I want Patrick Lipinski in, and I don't really care who goes out, to be honest. So where can I go from? Look, I don't trust Berry's shoulder. We'll see the reports on him, but I kind of just want to get rid of him because I don't want to deal with a problem next week if it is. So I need to pull 90k from somewhere. Could go Gorn to English. I'd rather just wait 1 more week, to be honest. Ward to Hayes I don't think is enough. What is this? Page unresponsive. Maybe refresh. Or just reload it. Yeah. I don't want to trade Ward. Ward is a capable rookie. That will backfire long term, most likely. So, what am I not happy with? I'm not happy with no Hayes, and I'm pissed off I picked Crisp. So, we can punt Crisp for Sicily. Now, I pretty much said over the late in the preseason, I don't mind Sicily, and he was quite close to being in my team. I had Sicily and Crisp. I had Sicily over Crisp when I had McGovern over Durden, but I just opted against McGovern for whatever reason. And that was probably a bad call because McGovern looks really good. So Sicily's in a high amount of teams. He's all 3 preseason games. He was very good. He scored 87 with 2 kick-ins off 80% time on ground in the Amy game. And then this game, I think 105 was unders because he had a few unlucky clangers early, which killed his scoring, but he came home strong. So I think this could have been stronger than a 105 score. He scored really well with CJ in the team, which is probably the most promising thing. I think he took a few kick-ins. And the main kicker with Sicily, I think in the preseason, he said he's working harder than he ever has. He said that, I think he said that last year or something like that. He's lifted his training standards. So, look, I'm not expecting 110. I had him at 95. I think he could go 100. Time on ground's really good. So, we'll see. That will give us Patrick Lipinski. If we can find him. So that's what I want to do. Is this what I should do? I don't care. I want Pat Lip. So I feel very, yeah. I wanted Pat Lip all preseason. What am I going to... Okay, here's the thing, right? So what do I want from Sicily? I want him to be a keeper. Do I think he can be a keeper? Yes. Is he top 6? I think I had him at D11, and with some disgraceful showings from a few players, such as Crisp and Ridley, who have their individual concerns in terms of role and moving parts around them, I think Sicily jumps those 2 for now. So maybe I have him at D9 for the year. That was probably where I have him. And he's cheap. So whatever, I'm okay with Sicily. I love him as a player, he's a gun, and I just made my case for him before. So yeah, I think the Discord was like, most of us, I think a few picked him, most people were off him. I liked what I saw, I think he'll be fine, and he's very cheap, and I need to pull money from somewhere. And I don't really want to deal with the Chris crap if he's not performing well in the midfield. But yeah, if I didn't want to get Lipinski in, I would hold and not trade Crisp, but I'm moving mountains to get Lipinski in because I want Lipinski. And it's the beauty of Supercoach. You pick the players you want to pick. So, yeah. So what can I expect from Lipinski? Is he keeper? Probably not. Can he make 200k? Yes. Thinking average 105 plus. So, yeah, I love what I saw. He's definitely improved his contested game. That was one of the areas he needed to improve. His work rate, again, his ability to get up and down the ground is huge. So, yeah, very happy to have Lipinski. And a few people will probably look elsewhere. So, yeah. So, we'll look at other players that we could get in, potentially, in the next few weeks. So, yeah, at the moment, I'm all about trading for the value players. I highly recommend. So, we'll go look at the defense. Doherty... yeah, he's good. They're playing high possession in defense, Carlton. So durability is probably not there. Could be really good. Probably just call the Jets on Doherty, I guess. Houston's playing wing, but pushing up into stoppage apparently. I don't know. Don't think I trust Houston, to be honest. Had him in fantasy last year. Nightmare pick, but yeah, one to watch, I guess. But nah, could work. Sard, probably not. Could be okay though. Hewitt, we have Hall's a problem for us not owning. So with Aaron Hall, we know that Aaron Hall grabbed his hamstring in the second half, and he scored like 100 in the first half and about 30 in the second half. So definitely was quieter. he makes me very nervous. He's one that look at maybe post buy. Yeah, I just think the hamstring is it just yeah, I can't do it. If you had a hamstring injury 4 weeks ago, I can't bring you in. Given he has a bit of soft tissue history as well. So if you picked him, you'll be very happy, and you'll be your D1. You have D1 in your team most likely, which is great, and D1 by fairway probably. So yeah, he's I think a few jumped on him late in a Discord that had Lloyd. So yeah, he's a problem, but I'm not going to go there because of durability for now. Later on, probably have to pay 600 plus for him, but we'll see. We'll see how he goes. CJ, no. Dale, nah. Might be good. Seems to have improved this year. Zeeble, no. McGovern, no. Who else we got here? Sicily, it's good. Stewart for sure. So I think the last two I want are Stewart and Hall. Maybe Lloyd as well. Maybe Dawson. In the midfield, Parker, no. He could get forward status, who knows. Tom Green is an interesting one. Yeah, I think we've been kind of knew he had it in him, just a matter of when, not if, with Tom Green. Had soft tissue history late last year. I think I'll let this one go. But I wouldn't be surprised if a few jump on, because, yeah, a little bit of Clayton Oliver vibes on this one in terms of breaking out, or even Patrick Cripps vibes, because he definitely plays like Cripps. So, yeah, see how he goes. Petrarca, I don't think we have a pathway to Petrarca without trading a steal. I don't think I want to do that. So, yeah, continuing last year's form, could absolutely go berserk and average 130. I think he has it in him. Does have those poor disposal games, but cleaned it up in the second half. So, is what it is. Danger, probably not, but should, with a full preseason, unlike the last year or two, could be up there. Boak, no. Neil, we have. Now, Luke McDonald, I will try, if McDonald does this again next week, I will bring him in, because he's averaged 118 in 2020, although it was COVID year, at halfback. We know that North back there, they share the ball a lot down back. They push up the ground a lot. McDonald's probably the one that's much better defensively than Hall and Zeeble. So maybe, would they give him like an accountable role? I don't know. But this is the sort of role he played 2 years ago. And won the best and fairest. So for 370k, you might be able to snag a defender keeper here. Just have to have him in the midfield for the first few weeks. I am very keen on Luke McDonald. I want to see one more week. 107 in the Amy, 140 this week. And then the practice game, I think he got a concussion. So he's got massive scoring in him, and he's very cheap. And next week, I will look at him. I just want to look at him one more week. I just want one more week with him, whereas I kind of feel more confident in Pat Lip because I haven't followed him the entire bloody preseason. Baz playing inside mid, probably not. Maybe he gets pushed out a bit once all the mids are healthy. Toke we have. Jack McRae, oh god, not owning him sucks. Big regret. Pat Lip will jump on. Cripps will let go because the plan with Cripps is we didn't pick him because of long-term durability, so I think that's what we committed to, but it looks like a really strong pick. Here we have nothing else here. We'll grab Clary eventually. Probably don't need to look at the ruck line. Look at the forward line. So the forward line, we have Isaac, which is awesome. Tomahawk kind of always will be there later on in the season, so maybe. Tim English I like. Number 1 ruck now. Should be able to go 100 plus. Really doing a lot around the ground, and sounds like he's improved over preseason. Competing a bit harder in the tap work, but again, long term, will there be games where they need him forward? If they get an injury, does he need to play forward? They bring Steph or Sweet in, stuff like that. So that worries me a little bit, but I think for the most part, he will be majority ruck, and even if he does have to play a bit more forward, he'll still get a bit of ruck time. So I wouldn't mind jumping on English. He plays Tom DeConing, who he should beat easily, so if he another big one, I'll probably grab him. We'll see. Taranto, I hope to grab after the bye. We have Dunkley, we have Butters. And then the other one is DeGoey. So this one threw me because I never thought he was a good inside mid, but proved me wrong. He was quite good at stoppage. He was playing more forward half, but didn't really see as much seagulling, just a bit more damaging. Yeah, and he's massive. He's a really good target up forward, can kick goals as well. Had like 5 shots on goal. So I don't mind Jordan DeGoey. As an upgrade target though, not one I'll jump on now, but I don't think his role is as strong as it was last year, but yeah. Gresham, 109. I think a lot of people just kind of forgot about him. He had a limited preseason and he's injury prone, so if you got him, good work. I didn't really see this coming, but yeah, he did score well. I think it was 2 years ago early, or was it last year, something like that. Dusty I don't care about, he just goes through the motions throughout the year. That's pretty much it. Bailey doesn't really have the scoring history to back it up. I don't care about Treloar. So, and then there's Duncan as well later on. But yeah, Duncan seems very injury prone at the moment. Been injured all preseason. So the players I want to grab are English, Taranto, and probably DeGoey. Probably those 3, maybe 2 if Cogs is keeper. So yeah, I think the plan is we'll grab Lip this week for sure. And then we'll see how we go with Luke McDonald next week. But, you know, we would have to go Gawn to English to facilitate that and then trade. I don't want to trade Ward, though. We'll see how it goes. But then we also need to get Hayes next week. So we've got a big decision. So we probably have to pick between the 2. And we'll do our best not to use boosts because boosts are for upgrading in 6 weeks' time to facilitate upgrades. Not burn through early for correction. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and all this week we'll have a few vids, podcast, team sheets, maybe game reviews, and also do a Q&A. So yeah, leave a question in the comments and I'll do a Q&A tomorrow for that. So thanks for watching and we'll see you guys soon.